Hello to you awesome people out there. I'm Chris Edwin and I make book related videos and book reviews on this channel. So if you're looking for nice bookish content, then you're at the right place. Today in this video I'm going to talk about this beautiful book that I've read named The Boy with the Broken Heart, which is a second part from the duology, first one being the Boy Who Loved. So I have reviewed the previous part, The Boy Who Loved, in my previous video. So if you haven't checked that, go and check it out. And if you have read that book, so you can continue watching this video, so that would be relevant. So yeah, in the previous part, Raghu has been the narrator of the book. So the whole book has the diary entries of Raghu, and Brahmi was been the other protagonist of the story. And now in this book you'll get to acquaint a new character named Advaita. Through Advaita's perspective, the whole book has been narrated, and in this book we have all the diary entries of Advaita. And so this plot has been set after 2 years, the incident which had happened in the end of the previous book, about which I've talked in my previous video in that review. So after that incident happens after 2 years, so the story starts from this book, and it starts from Advaita telling about her family issues and her situation and about her life. So how Raghu comes to her life. You also notice the drastic change in the plotline of the story, so the background of the plot. So the previous book has been set in Delhi. The whole story runs in the Delhi. Now the story shifts to Dehradun. So it's a small village in Dehradun, and after reading few more pages, you'll get to know how the story has come from there to here. Just like the previous part of this duology, in this book also we get to read about a lot of contemporary issues which has to be discussed these days. So in the previous part we have read about guilt and discrimination due to religion and few other contemporary issues which author has discussed in a great way. He puts all the topics in a sarcastic way, but after reading they are really thought provoking. And few other contemporary issues in our country, like hatred within the family and discrimination due to caste and homosexuality, has been discussed in this book. So they has to do something with one or other character in this book. So just like the previous book, this book also has a lot of characters, and each and every character carry their individual stories. So it was really fun to read, it was really entertaining and also thought provoking at the same time. I really love the way Advaita characters has been written, because what Advaita goes through is most of Indian young girls go through. She has been abandoned by her own extended family just because her mother being in lower caste. So the casteism has also been discussed in this book in a great manner. And there is also a little bit of fight for gender equality in Advaita's character, which I really appreciate. And it is what most of women and girls in our country fight for. Amidst of being in all the chaos, Advaita is an outgoing, very much chilled and self-obsessed and an optimistic girl, and she has this courage to overcome anything in her life, and it is what every girl should possess, I believe. And I really love the way Advaita comes out of from her own comfort zone to overcome all the hurdles and struggles in her life. You also notice a drastic change in Raghu's character, because he has been a good boy all along in the previous part, and suddenly he turns out to be a badass guy and showing all his attitude. It was very much weird to read. It was very much weird to see Raghu like this, but it's because what Brahmi did in the ending of the previous book. If you read that and now you read this, you'll definitely get it, and you also feel very weird for Raghu. And I also felt a bit sad for Raghu, because what he had gone through because of Brahmi. So, and in the end of the day, it is what happened, and you can't change the fate. So yeah. So there's another character named Meghnad in this book who is like very much annoying, so much annoying. In a particular time, I really wanted to get into the book and get into the story and beat the shit out of him, because that's how annoying he was. I was really pissed off because of him. Because if you have read this book already, you would definitely relate to me. If not, while reading, you'll definitely relate to me. That's how annoying he was. He will definitely piss you off too. Because in the previous part there hadn't been any villain other than situations in the story, but for this he's the another added villain for the plot other than the situations. So yeah. So when compared to the previous book, this book becomes a little more dramatic because it has been set in a different location, and now the plot has been set in a countryside, and the whole plot demands to be more dramatic. So the emotions and love that had been talked about in the previous book was really pure, and that really don't touch in the story. And when it comes to ending, oh my god, it was dramatic, man. Because when you compare with the previous book, it was this actual ending which made me to love the book more and more. And now in this book, it's like sometimes the ending, like, unbelievable does that really happens. If still it happens, it was a little bit irrelevant to the whole story, the way the story had been came along, but still okay. So the narrator changes from that book to this book. You really get to notice a small change in the narration, because the previous book had been narrated by Raghu, and I really love how Raghu explains each and every incident, how he writes the diary. When it comes to this book, Advaita has been a little more irresponsible narrator. So I really loved how Raghu had written his diary, and I really loved the way he explains everything, every situation from his perspective. So there's a part in this book you get to see what Raghu has written in his diary, so 2 to 3 pages. So you can really notice the change between the style of Advaita's diary writing, the style of Raghu's diary writing. So yeah, I don't know what went into editor's mind while editing the manuscripts of this book, because in the middle it has a big blunder, because there are two characters named Altaf and Iqbal. So a person is talking about Altaf or Iqbal in the middle, so the name has been changed from it has to be Iqbal, so it has been Altaf, I guess, or it has to be Altaf, it had been written Iqbal. So it was a blunder. So after reading half a page, I really went back and reread the sentence, and then I understood it was a blunder. For an instance, I really misunderstood the whole situation, whole scene. So even the previous book of this duology had few blunders like this. It's okay, it was forgivable, but here it has changed the perspective of the whole scene. So I hope the editor of this book won't make this mistake again. I hope he sees this video. I don't know, he won't watch, I guess, but still, it was a blunder. I would like to appreciate the illustrator of both the books for such an amazing illustrations. The part 1 has this city background, city light, city atmosphere illustration in the background of the text, and for the second part it has this village atmosphere illustration at the back of the text, which I absolutely loved. It was very much symbolic, it was artistic, it was beautiful, and I would really appreciate her. Her name is Neelima P. Aryan. It has been mentioned back of the book, so I was really amazed by her work. So it was my take on reviewing The Boy with a Broken Heart by Durjoy Datta. I hope you liked what you have watched so far. If you really did, consider liking this video and subscribe to my channel, which helps me in growing this channel. Hit the bell icon near the subscribe button to get notified whenever I come up with a new video. And for more bookish updates, follow me on my Bookstagram, which goes with the name @thechrisfactor_. I'll be back with my new video very soon. Bye bye.